Hello and welcome to the Half and Half podcast.
Welcome to the Time podcast.
Yeah, you're just in time.
The new podcast is just called In Time.
Can we actually call it like the Minutemen?
Dude, that was okay. We'll talk about that later. But that was
Oh my god.
When I heard that,
the Minutemen podcast.
When I heard that, I collapsed in my chair.
We can only talk about time travel movies. We're gonna review Minutemen second after this. Hi. Okay, yeah, but hello. This is I guess Half and Half still. We're thinking about changing the name, but we'll see.
You can
how
just
that...
bleep it out and put text to speech over top of it, whatever the new name is.
But for now, we're just keeping the name because it's our brand. But yeah,
Welcome to the Minutemen podcast.
Oh my god, yeah. All right, but yeah, I'm Glem Walker. Hey, with me as always is Mars Reviews.
Yo, you're just in time.
Yeah,
just in time.
Yeah, and with us again, back from the Spider-Verse podcast or some shit, from Porch.
Yeah, that's the only one I've been on.
Yeah. Triumphant return. Oh yeah, you were in the Half podcast. You talk about Kevin Smith. That's all you talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The Half podcast. Nobody watched that.
There you go, Front Porch. Yeah.
It's Front Porch.
All right. Hey, everybody. It's been what, a year, 8 months.
Yeah, some of you are dead.
Yeah. My God.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's bleak.
Well, I mean, if they're dead, they're not gonna hear you. So I don't know.
Oh my God. Yeah. All right. Yeah. This is already turning out pretty good. But. All right. Yeah. So we're here. We're talking about we decided, hey, we're not, since no movies came out last year, we kind of just stopped pretty much, or just nothing to really talk about because of everything that's happening. Clearly, we just had a hiatus. So, we're literally scraping the barrel, talking about a movie from 10 years ago.
So instead of watching reviewing Wonder Woman or Soul,
both those movies suck. We're talking about In Time, starring Justin Timberlake.
A much better film.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, but yeah, it's.
I enjoyed this more than Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
What month did this movie come out in?
This movie.
2013. Was this a Christmas?
2011,
shit?
Porch. It came out in October.
I thought it was 2013. Oh no, this is almost a decade.
That's what I said.
I thought it was 2009, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it has the fucking look of an early, or just the look and the feel of an early 2000s film.
Oh, dude, this entire movie looks cheap. It looks cheap.
I kind of. I'll have something to say.
There were some things that looked cool, which I guess we'll get into. But damn,
I'll get into some things. But
this movie was directed by fucking Andrew Niccol or some shit, and it starred Justin Timberlake. Andrew Niccol's actually a pretty fucking good director, even though I don't know why he did.
What did he do?
He did Gattaca, he did Lord of War. He wrote the Truman Show.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's done some good stuff, and then he did this movie.
Why the fuck did he do this?
He's gonna write the Monopoly movie.
Penny bags, yeah.
Well, that actually kind of looks interesting. Isn't it just the story of how the board game was actually made or some shit?
I feel like he already directed Monopoly with this movie. I feel like he
has something against a great system of capitalism for some reason.
Yeah, we get it. Fucking.
What the hell is this? What's up this guy's ass? Does it do that?
Yeah.
What's up? What's crazy?
Man, this movie really hits you over the head with that, doesn't it?
Okay, all right. So before we get into this, what the hell's your history with the movie In Time?
I saw trailers for it as a kid, and then
you never watched it?
No, I never watched it. And then when I got older, I was like, what is that movie called? And I looked it up. It's oh, this is fucking stupid. Read the description and then saw the original title, which I'm sure we'll go into at some point.
Yeah, yes, we will.
I think for me, I remember this movie and I remember the concept, and I thought it was oh, that was interesting. And there was some things in the trailer that I thought was slick. And I was oh, they got that cool girl's hair is cool. The poster looks pretty nice. Justin Timberlake.
Damn. Damn.
I guess he's
Hollywood's pretty boy. Look at him.
Yeah.
He is.
He was pretty in the movie.
He is.
But,
he is.
I wanted to see this movie because when I was younger, but I never got to because I grew up through with a bunch of cinema philistines. So all they wanted to watch was
they knew nothing.
Yeah, all they wanted to do is watch superhero movies and like maybe G.I. Joe.
Yeah, they didn't want to watch In Time.
No, they were fools.
Oh,
But I wanted to see it.
Yeah, but I saw the movie in theaters. I remember literally almost nothing about it, but like like for a while, and then like pieces of it like just burrowed into my mind. We would always like just talk about the movie just randomly when we have like calls with each other, and I'm like, I remember how fucking like just parts of the movie that did not age well.
Oh,
but I don't know. I watched it again, and maybe my opinion's different. I don't know.
I doubt that.
All right.
I hold doubt.
All right. Well, I got some notes here. I decided to do some research. I decided to read a book. All right. So yeah, I have some stuff here about like the movie itself. Like it's like very short little notes or whatever. All right.
Can't imagine there's too much to talk
Okay,
about.
I know. There's not too much. In Time was previously titled Now, and and
Now or never. That movie tagline. It's now
the other,
or never.
yeah, now, yeah. The other title for it was Immortal, but it was spelled I''M mortal.
I can't
which is just-
even.
Okay.
It's just
I
the fuck.
think
it's
that's
just
better. That would have.
Yeah,
That would have
it
sold
really-
me on the movie more. I would have seen this movie prior if I saw that title.
there are no movies called Immortals or anything like that. There's nothing. It's not a generic
Immortal.
title at all.
Nothing that could confuse it with.
It's not stupid looking like.
Jesus.
All right, but yeah. Aside from that, and
I mean,
like
if you watch the movie, the title makes sense. It makes
It
more
really-
sense
yeah.
than In Time.
I'm mortal.
Yeah, get it?
Yeah.
Legend.
Get it?
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, in September 2011, the a bunch of attorneys for the author Harlan Ellison labeled a suit for the movie because the film apparently ripped off his work called "Repent, Harlequin," said the TikTok man, and they actually settled on that. But I mean, I decided to do some research. I read the book today. Oh, it's like a short story. It's a
long
short
is it?
story.
Oh,
But
You're going more above and beyond than we are.
as far as like Hollywood, like taking like stealing from adaptations and shit like that, it's pretty blatant. Like it's not the exact same fucking
did they
like
have,
plot,
like, the
but like
gangs and
it's like
Oh, did-
enough that it's like, okay, they could have read this and be like, yeah, we should make a fucking thing about this.
Do they have like? How bad is the steal? Do they have
Oh,
the thing
no,
where
they-
like the guy looks at like his arm? And
Yeah,
goes,
no,
"I
they
have
have like it's like your time is your life, and it's like they can take it away from you. There's like a thing called they literally have a thing in the book they're called timekeepers, and it's like it's the whole story is about like one guy trying to fucking overthrow like this corrupt society, and it's just
Dude,
like,
that's
oh right, well,
the one thing about the movie that was very consistent and always pissed me off is whenever they would like talk about the currency, where it's like, hey, do you have a minute? It's like,
Oh.
shut the fuck up.
again, hey,
Shut
Porch,
up.
you want to get like 10 minutes for an hour.
Of course,
I'm
yes.
a prostitute. All right. All right.
That was probably my favorite line, and then he responds to her like, "You're 65, Rita, or whatever the fuck." And they're like, "Thanks." Now they all know.
Yeah, they all know that I
That
look
came out
25.
of
Like, what?
nowhere. That
fucking-
feels like a separate like scene. Like it's like
Yeah.
10 seconds, but it feels like a separate scene to what just happened.
It comes out of nowhere. Yeah, it's just like I guess it's like
It's
they
like
were attempted
smash
humor and it
cut.
did not land because they're literally they're like in a police investigation in the fucking reservoir in like L.A. and then there's just like prostitute just like comes out of nowhere. She's just like standing by herself in a wide angle shot. Like what?
There were so many wide angle shots in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing about this movie is that just like the setting itself, not like retro future, not the retro future, like the actual like environments they're in, because the movie is consistently trying to tell me that this is Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
And it's clearly fucking not.
It's clearly just L.A.
like, yeah, like when they go to like the GTA bridge. I don't know what
it's the
actually
reservoir.
called.
It's the reservoir. You gotta film there because
It's the
futuristic.
It's
The
GTA,
GTA bridge. I'm here. Where are you at?
They're like they go there like a fuck ton of times because they want to do like these big car action stunts, and it goes like, oh, this is like, I don't know, this is working class Dayton, Ohio, or whatever the fuck. It's like, no, it's
Yeah,
not.
we're gonna. I'll fucking mention that in a little bit. But yeah, I got like two more things, two more notes here. All right. But fucking. Yeah, so the film opened in third place at the box office behind Puss in Boots and Paranormal Activity 3. And how much?
Shout out
All right,
Puss in Boots.
the budget of the film was $40 million. How much do you think it made worldwide?
I think it was. I think wasn't it over 100? Was
Yeah.
it over?
Yeah, it's
think that's
174.
Not enough to.
Not
That's
enough for
not
In
bad.
Time 2.
Well,
Ju-
not enough for In Time 2, but for what it is, that's not that bad.
That's not bad at all. Yeah, no, but it's like
Especially at the time.
Oh yeah,
like-
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
God.
god.
Oh my god.
This is gonna be the entire podcast of that.
All right. I guess we'll get into that now. All right. So I'm sure the audience wants to know. I mean, if you fucking care, but like what this movie's about. So it's just us rambling for so fucking long. That the whole thing is that in this universe, time is money, and the film opens up with like Justin Timberlake being like, I don't understand how it happens. I don't have time to reflect on how this happened. I gotta go. It's like.
They
Yeah.
get really heavy-handed in
Oh
like,
my
the first
God.
10 minutes of this with like
Every-
the whole like time shit.
Yeah, so time is literally currency, even though it doesn't make any sense. And it's like you can poke holes through it all you want and just fucking like.
Okay, they established this thing, and I always thought it was like weird and random how your time, like technically you're like you don't have to pay attention to time
Until you're 25.
until
and
you're
then,
25.
Then like
I
a
don't
pace-
whatever that number like.
I guess because it happens like just like people on the street, like they show Justin Timberlake. He's like, yeah, I was walking on the street and then I had like a heart attack.
Well, that's also another thing. He was just walking on the street in broad daylight, right?
Yeah.
So if it happened, ideally it would be as soon as you turn 25.
Yeah, you're in bed. It's your birthday. Like, okay, your time's like going down just a little bit, but like you can celebrate. Like fucking like no, it just happens like whenever.
I guess it was whenever you were specifically born.
I guess.
They show that like one kid because they want to set that up, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the scene where they show like the baby that's like it's like
Oh.
shame. It's like,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a shame
so
we
that's
can't.
the black mom and the baby, I think.
Yeah.
It's like it's a shame we can't use the decade. We could really use a decade.
Oh yeah, and then they. I think this is my jumping gun. I think my favorite character in the movie is like just the guy from Big Bang Theory.
The
like
way
yeah, that guy. I think he's my favorite character because all he does is just like I'm just gonna drink.
He's gonna drink-
with all my
Barely a
I-
character.
He's barely a character, but at the same time, it's like okay, this movie. So the whole thing is Justin Timberlake and his mom. They live in
That's
the.
what
they,
I like about him. He's
they,
a
they, they,
non-character.
they live in the ghetto, and it's like not the whole thing in this movie is like when you turn 25, you stay 25, but your time slowly goes down because it's your currency. But this guy from Big Bang Theory, I can't remember his name. What's his name?
Galecki or something.
He was pretty bad in this movie too.
He didn't know he was bad because he didn't give a shit. He looked like he was actually
That no,
drunk
I was
on
gonna say that was something I was gonna bring up, that nobody looks like they give a shit. It looks like, and I was thinking this like throughout the entire movie, like in the more serious scenes, everybody looks like they're about to
Yeah.
burst out laughing.
Yeah, everyone in this movie is 25, but like there's some people like outliers that are like, okay, you're clearly 30. But they live in the ghetto, and he's like the only one that looks like dirty, like he belongs there, like his hair's greasy and shit like that. But like, like even though he's not that great of an actor in this fucking movie, it looks like there's something about it. It was like he looked like he was like vaguely trying.
It's like,
I don't know. Did you get the impression that it just looked like everybody was about to burst out laughing? Like
Pretty much.
I had moments where I thought Justin Timberlake was just laughing at like the dialogue, like whenever they would when they would do something like he's gonna clean your clock, bro. Like
Justin Timberlake and Olivia Wilde's his mother, even though she's like a little bit younger than ooh.
they only did that so they don't have to hire like older. Oh, it also goes with the plot, but also just because like we can have fucking hot babes in our movie, like for every character we can have.
She's gone pretty early.
Because they have to set up his motivation to why he wants to rise up against like everyone. Because they wouldn't give his mom like a fucking minute or some
Yeah.
shit. Like an hour or something.
I mean, I
Oh
think
no,
it's
they raised the price of
it's
the
just
bus.
funny because like the movie begins and it's like he's talking to his mom. It's like, oh, happy birthday, mom, and he it looks like the fucking like the Folders commercial. Like they're just like, all right.
I like when she the mom goes over to the bus, right?
Yes.
And they're like, we raised the price to 2 hours, but it's a 2-hour walk. So it's like they raised the price to 2 hours.
Yeah, and then she starts running in heels.
So either way, it's 2 hours.
Yeah. So yeah, Yeah, she starts running. She starts running and fucking like her and fucking Amanda Seyfried. They just run in heels.
They meet up. Justin Timberlake and her meet up, and I'm not sure if it logically makes sense. Like they meet like in the middle, right? Even though they're running.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're so far away from each other that she would have been dead like long gone before he like got to her. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was trying to remember. I thought it was like the opposite of it because like I think that's like mostly like the problem. Another problem with the movie is just like the sense of time in the actual movie is just like all fucked.
Yeah, because they have these zones like to get into the rich areas.
Time
They're called time
Glem.
zones instead of fucking like paid.
No, not exactly like that. Just like though like because like we were talking about that scene. I think it was like the opposite because of I'm trying to remember. It was like I think she had enough time to meet him in like the scene. But she was like the way how the movie presented it. It looked like she was like walking at like a fucking like 0 times speed, or like and like later on in the movie, like at the very end, there's like a moment for it. It was like they have like 20 seconds and they have to run like 3 miles, and it's like, what the fuck?
I mean, if you're gonna do that, you have to be smart about it. But it doesn't.
Yeah, because literally like okay, well you're like you're showing me like a 10-second like it's every movie, but it's like when where the stakes matter, it's like life or death. Yeah, I'm just counting in my head the amount of seconds that pass, and it's like okay, if it goes over that, then you're fucking like what's.
This movie is so bullshit with time. It gives me like flashback, like in like Dragon Ball Z, where it goes like, oh, the planet's gonna explode in 5 minutes, and then it's like fucking 30 episodes. Like that's how it feels like in some of these scenes. Like,
honestly.
I have to get to this place in like 5 minutes, and it's like, or I only have 20 seconds to get to this place, and it's like half across the city. I have 5 minutes left, and they get down to like the bus station that's like in heels.
Yeah, so Justin Timberlake, he meets this guy who has like 1,000 like 100 years on him. He's a century, so he's super rich in the fucking ghetto, and some guys are trying to fucking steal his time.
Yeah. And
so he runs away with him. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna save your life." But he's like, "I want to kill myself because I'm so old. I'm just tired." Like, all right, well. Again, I feel like they
just living it up before.
He was living it up. Yeah, especially when they went into that warehouse with like the really nice chair. That was just like there conveniently, but
in front of the window.
I like the kind of like because the look of like some of those scenes, like when he was in his like really like fucked up dingy piece of shit little thing that he broke into. I like how like visually that looked, but that like rich guy. I don't know. He just randomly. It felt very random. It's like I want to fucking die now.
If it felt random that Justin Timberlake just saved his life, like why there was no build up to that.
He's a nice guy.
I think it's to show.
He's a good guy.
To show him. Yeah, it's supposed to show that. That's all I.
There's only one good person in the ghetto, and it's Justin Timberlake.
Well, I think the difference is that like what they're trying to do with this is show that he's like the good one, the good guy, while everyone else is sort of like acclimated to like oh shit, run from the Minutemen, but he's like it's to show that his like early rebellion within him.
Yeah,
but
it's
not
fucking.
really
That's another thing. Yeah, the one of the police and people in this movie. They're called like timekeepers and Minutemen. Like the fucking like the gangsters.
Matrix.
Yeah.
Matrix robes.
Why? Yeah, like you sent me a photo. It was like Gay Virgil from Don't Make Cry.
Oh yeah. Like they have these guys look stupid.
They act stupid. Like the fucking like the main.
They look like early 2000 shit. Like literally, it looks like Matrix came out and they were like, oh hell yeah.
The big gang leader in the ghetto is like this Cockney British guy, just like, and he's like the worst actor in the movie.
Yeah, he is god awful.
Just not a good. He's not threatening at all.
No, they try to make him so threatening. There's like a moment in the movie where he just says like, "Oh, I'm gonna take your girl," and then I'm gonna do something. Like he like threatens to rape her, and it's like even in the thing they were like scared of you. It was like you fucking suck.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, this is Gay Virgil Port.
Gay Virgil.
Yeah. There's like a guy in that. My favorite henchman in this guy. I thought he was like it was like a Disney Channel guy. He was like Adam Hicks or something. I thought it was him. It was the guy in the fedora.
Oh, that guy is that guy's worse. That guy is the worst actor in the movie. That guy's even worse. I like lost my shit whenever he was on screen.
Yeah, you fucking just like the High School Musical.
He has like the fedora, but it's like tilted to the side.
He looks like Michael Jackson. Like what's
no? But my favorite thing also about him is that he has like 16 different like wallet chains on him.
Yeah.
He's wearing his fedora and 100 wallet.
That's how you know it's the
chains
future when people just dress stupid. Like it's fine.
It's future aesthetic. This is what we're all. What year is this?
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy you mentioned this because they didn't say the year of the movie, but I looked it up and apparently
it's like 150 years in the future.
Yeah, it's like 2169. Like what?
The way how it's like because what they're doing is like this like retro futurism stuff, but it's like I don't know. Like I don't know. It's like damn like. No, they didn't really like progress at all. Like I'm glad.
Well, I guess the idea is that like society went to shit.
I just had the impression that this was not our universe. That this was just like some stupid like dude. This
Dayton,
is like,
Ohio.
Yeah, Dayton.
Yeah, I don't.
No, I mean like. I like you were talking about like the aesthetic of like the retro future stuff. Like I also like before this I watched Gattaca, which is a really good movie. Directed by the same. It was directed by the same guy who did this. And like that also has the same aesthetic of like them driving the old cars and shit like that and like the future.
I think he just likes old cars to be.
He likes old cars, but like there's like the buildings and the interiors have like that little like stainless like stuff like that.
I think we're gonna talk about this in the future, so I'm not gonna specify, but there's a bit of CGI in this movie that fucking stood out.
You should probably mention it because that hasn't stuck out to me.
When the car falls.
Oh yeah, never mind.
I replayed that scene like 5 times.
It's like okay. Justin Timberlake's a fugitive now because the fucking timekeepers are after him because they didn't see this rich guy die.
Yeah, they just think that they think that he took his time.
They took it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now they just want his time.
Yeah, but he spends all his years and shit going to the rich capital. He fucking. I don't know.
I noticed that they had footage of Justin Timberlake running over to the bridge where he died, right?
Yes.
But they didn't
see him killing himself. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have that footage. I don't know when they decided to start hitting record.
It's plot convenience. We can literally talk all day about all the plot holes in this movie or like the stupid shit with the time concept.
That's fair.
Which is like I feel like the concept could work if done right, but this was not it.
Yeah. No, this isn't it.
Yeah,
that's the only like really like kind of shining thing about the movie.
But they stole it.
They stole it.
Literally every like thing relating to time in this movie is a pun in some way, shape, or form. Or there's like the most obvious thing, like the banks are called timeshares or shit like that. And it's like
I love time zones. That's my favorite
one. Time zones.
Where they're going from that scene where they're going from time zone to time zone.
Time zone to time, yeah, and it's getting more expensive, which is like, and it's like things like that where it's like they try to build a society. Like I don't mind them like building a society like that. I feel like like, this had like this had the grounds to do something like that. Like
the grounds that they ripped off.
Literally, yeah, because nothing. It's not even like this film started off terribly. It just turns into like shit in the third act, especially. But I think
it was pretty bad all the way through.
I mean, but but I didn't absolutely hate the beginning of it.
I actually agree with that. I think that the first half of the movie is like not in the first half, like the first
quarter,
quarter of the movie. That's probably my favorite.
Just, setting up stuff.
Yeah, setting up stuff.
Where they're just like you see him go to work.
The people are like dying in the streets, which is like all right.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about the direction of the movie because it goes from like a sort of like Robin Hood trying to like movie of like okay, well Justin Timberlake's gonna like exercise his like revenge on the rich, but then they shift it from not just Robin Hood.
It's a heist movie.
No, they don't shift it from Robin Hood. They shift it to fucking Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, we're mentioning it now. Fucking yeah. He gets to the rich district and he meets Amanda Seyfried's like dad gambling because I guess that was his first inclination to just go to like a big casino or like the biggest rig cats area. Just like I'm gonna gamble fucking this and he like.
I think he was trying to search out for like who's a big fish or something.
I guess, but it's like yeah.
It's just like Yeah, and then he gambles. He fucking owns the shit out of her rich dad, and then like I don't know. They start eye fucking. They start eye fucking each other.
Yeah, they do. No, they eye fuck, and then they have this. It's very funny. I watched Gattaca. There is a beat for beat exact same fucking like plot point in the movie where like they like him and Olivia Wilde they go out into the ocean. And they they play chicken or whatever, and they
seems fucking stupid in time where they
it's a stupid scene, but like it was much better done in Gattaca.
I'm
it's
sure
like,
it was in the better movie.
And it's like it's just a much better movie. But like it's like the scene looked pretty good. Like I feel like
like the green.
The green,
like,
like
the
that was cool as shit. Like cool. I know Mars, you've been wanting to like what you mentioned this to me a couple of days ago. Like the fucking movie was like the cinematographer was like Roger Deakins. You said.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of like pushed back earlier. It was like, oh, why? Not because it's just Roger. Like he's not immune for anything. I just think that the movie like. There's plenty of moments in the movie where I thought were like pretty good, and I think contextualize a little bit with because this is actually an important movie for him in some way, because it's like the first movie he like shot digitally with like anything. So it's like for how it turned out. Well, the movie sucks, but But like visually, it's like I thought it worked pretty well. There are plenty of scenes like early on that like. Pretty good. I know the one scene that you were laughing at, like the long shot of like him like crying that his mom died, like that. That looks kind of cool, but the acting is terrible.
Some of the silhouette scenes looked kind of nice, like the brief cuts where you just see like kind of silhouettes. Those were cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think my issue with it visually is it's very like inconsistent visually. Like there's some things where it's like this looks really nice, but other times it's like this looks boring and flat. And
I think. Yeah, I think that's probably what I love about this movie a little bit, is that it's like you get a guy who like shot Shawshank and like all the Coen Brothers movies, and like he's doing like a pretty decent job at it, but then you pair it up with like just dog shit acting and like writing and like screenplay and
dog shit, all of the above.
It's like it's like watching like a car wreck in like 8K.
Yeah, and it's like there are some like pretty good actors in this movie for like that aren't Justin Timberlake. He's not horrible. Like he's been in like good things like Social Network.
Oh yeah, they're good actors. They just suck in this.
Yeah, no, like the fucking like the.
Oh, I love him in Social Network though.
Yeah, the fucking like Vincent Kartheiser. He's like he's Pete Campbell on Mad Men. He's the dad of Amanda Seyfried. He's pretty good. Like he's sucking his. What he says is stupid. Like literally, like, he's at the table. He's at the table with Justin Timberlake. He's like, oh yeah, this is. Confusing times, isn't it? But it's always been it's been the survival of the fittest, Darwinian capitalism. It's like
dude, when they name drop that, I was just like, come on, dude, can you make it like
it doesn't even make sense. Like it's Darwinian survival of the fittest. Like what?
When they just like said that, I was just like, come on, you can't hit us any harder than that. But then they did.
Yes.
They did it. I think the worst thing about like the cinematography though is like anytime like anyone's running, it looks stupid.
Yeah.
Especially Cillian Murphy.
Yeah. Just him. Any scene he's in just looks it's like him and his fucking like cronies, just like the black guy, just like what the...
That black guy he became good in the end, remember?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Not really, but yeah.
Well, they were trying to hint at that he had like some like
I guess, yeah.
Shrug.
Capitalism. I can't get over that. That's just like that has been stuck in my mind for years. But just hearing it in like the movie itself and like the context, it's like okay, that's just like that doesn't even make sense.
Darwinian.
But yeah, Justin Timberlake kidnaps Amanda Seyfried, and that makes her all hot and bothered for him now. I guess because there's literally no chemistry, pretty much.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna. I mean, at first she starts out like pissed off a little bit. But that doesn't last like long at all. I thought she was gonna be like way angrier, but he just like literally like violently throws her around the room. It's like what the fuck?
I don't know. Like that was just kind of weird. Like at first he was like I don't know, like weirdly sort of like like how like a rich person's just like ooh poor people, like a very like classist sort of like viewpoint of him, and then like just like once he gets her in the situation, it's just like. She like becomes so reliant on him. It's just kind of like gross. It's
it's obviously just like female lead. Like okay, they're fucking getting together, but it's like when she kissed him, it's like oh, all right, well this is happening.
Yeah, it's like dumb.
All right. fucking like your favorite car crash scene in any movie happens.
Oh yeah. Is it the one in like in GTA or like
the GTA bridge?
The GTA one kind of annoys me because they do something in the movie that like they should have did in like near the end of the movie. Like,
it felt like it.
Yeah,
because they do it. They pretty much do the exact same plot point twice, where they just like, they have this big car crash, it looks stupid, and they look like they should die in it, but whatever. But like they get knocked out conveniently, and the fucking like gang member, he like takes all their time, which is like that's. All right.
Wait a minute,
They leave
doesn't
them
the
with,
car
like, half an hour or
flip
something?
and
It
stuff?
flips
like,
over. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
flips,
it's
and it's like
convertible.
It looks so bad. It's like CGI crash scene. It's like the worst shot in the movie, but
It really.
Yeah,
it's probably not his fault though. It's just
no,
dumb
because
CGI.
it's like what can he do?
Yeah, it's just like bad CGI.
They try to set up that Justin Timberlake's like dad was like a fighter or some shit. Arm wrestling thing in the movie is also just stupid.
Dude, was that supposed to be like? First of all, I think that was supposed to be like super suspenseful, right? The arm wrestling thing. It's like, holy shit, who's gonna win? But with like the context, like they set that up. So it's like, oh, I know exactly how the scene is gonna end. It's like the most predictable, like.
So yeah, in the movie, the whole thing is that you to deposit time to each other, just like transfer it. You lock arms together.
Which is just kind of weird because it just feels like it's just like you get just stealing time.
They
like,
don't even explain it because like you do it. And it's like,
Okay,
you're already getting into the semantics.
There are scenes where like they'll take like an entire century off of somebody like really quickly, right?
Yeah, like they do that to Justin Timberlake in like 5 seconds.
Like the guy that he's arm wrestling with doesn't have that much time on him, right?
No.
So ideally, he would just put his hand on it and then it would immediately like suck him up and he would die, right?
Yeah, but like the movie doesn't do a good job of explaining how like the transfer system works. So it's just like two idiots like locking arms with each other and just like
It's supposed to be
moving
suspenseful,
around.
bro.
Yeah, it's supposed to be suspenseful. And then
They
he takes
set
out
up
his
that
gun.
thing about his father. How it's like my father knew how to win.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy just mentions his dad like 55 times in the movie, and it's like, okay, well, we didn't get a flashback. Why do I care? He was a really good man.
That deleted scene has the flashback, I think.
I didn't watch the deleted scene you sent. I'm sorry. That's the only research I didn't do.
Deleted scenes. No, but they set it up. It's like your dad knew how to win. He just let his time drop to mere seconds, and then your opponent puts their eyes on the seconds, and they're not paying attention to their own watch. And it's just like it's part of that arm wrestling scene. It's just like the most obvious shit ever. It's like it's so predictable. It's like wow, honestly. I wonder how this. As soon as they locked arms and they were doing that, I was like, oh, I know how this is gonna end. It's so dumb.
Yeah, that was. I hated that scene. It was like probably one of the might be the most contrived thing in the entire movie.
I do like the design. We talked about like the glow of it in the water and everything. Yeah. I kind of like the clock on them.
Mm-hmm. I think it's stupid when they die and it's just still there.
It's like 0, 0, 0.
Just like 0. No, because when you die, it still shows like the amount of time you had on you.
Yeah.
It's just like blocky letters, like fucking like a tattoo.
I don't know. I think for like what it's worth, it's probably the best thing you could have done.
I guess.
Aside from just having like an actual watch on them or some shit.
I mean, that's like the whole. Yes, the stupid point. You look at your arm like you're looking at it. Oh, God.
I mean, how else do you set that up?
I know, but it's just stupid.
It's like you do it like Spy Kids 3, where there's like fucking lives on their chest.
Yeah.
Like the fucking guy when he dies, like 99 lives.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of like the arm wrestling scene, just like the guy walking. Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
Oops. Oh my God. So yeah, the whole Justin Timberlake, him and Amanda Seyfried are basically turned into Bonnie and Clyde. They just like rob banks that have no security apparently. So they just
they just walk in there. Yeah,
they just walk in there.
They're just like instinctually this like epic. That's like Justin Timberlake. He's just like, oh, I was raised in the hood, so I know how to do like I don't know judo. Or like fucking like karate or some shit.
Kata, yeah.
I know how to like beat the shit out of people like action hero. And it's like no, you
don't. Yeah.
You know how to sing. You know how to sing in sync songs. You cannot hurt anybody. They could do like an effort to like try to make him like, oh, he was raised by this or he was this or that. It's like, no, he's just some bumfuck that just hates the government from
yeah,
like,
he's just like some poor
But he
guy,
does
but he's
epic-
like badass as fuck. They show that he's like the most intelligent. You know, there's like all those epic moments, like the poker scene.
Yeah.
Or like even when he's doing the arm wrestling thing, you know, he like shoots all those guys, shoots poor Fedora guy in the fucking head.
High School Musical.
Yeah, that scene where like he like
I don't
pulls
think
the gun out of some guy's holster and is like bang, 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 bang.
What's this
bang,
movie
like,
rated?
P13, because they say fuck once.
There was a fuck. They used their one fuck in that scene.
No,
Yeah.
they say it once and it's epic. It's like unfucking believable.
Yeah, he gets shot at.
I feel like they could have set up like the whole like poker shit a little bit better. Like they established like him being like he's a little bit like street smart or something. But like you gotta give a little bit more than that.
But he's like a god in these scenes. He's just like.
They vaguely established the arm wrestling thing at the beginning, but he's like, I don't play, but even though he does, but like.
Make it like make him shoot like dice or something or some shit. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't care for poker scenes in like most things that I watch. I don't like poker that much.
They could have did like a scene in like the early in the bar and just showed him playing poker or something, or like they're setting up like very like basically like
he literally just walks
shit.
up to a table with the dad and just like owns. That's it. And yeah, he drives a car and like he's amazing at driving a car even though he's never like ridden one in his life.
Buying a car is cost you like 1,000 fucking like was it like 85 like
85. So it's
Oh
like
my
so
God.
stupid. Yeah.
I just remembered of like one of the themes, the obvious theme. Throughout this entire movie, they always like hammer in this. Or are we really stealing from you if it's already stolen?
Yeah, it's something stupid like the poor die and the rich don't live.
It's just like it's like okay, I get like what you're going through, like going for, but it's just so like basic and like obvious and like one note and just
fucking Amanda Seyfried, goldfish looking ass.
Yeah, yeah. You really like her haircut at least, but yeah, they put like black eyeliner. She's all eyes. Yeah, really.
She looks like Jar Jar Binks in this one image I'm looking at.
Something to say about a woman.
Look at hey, this is a professional podcast. We can
very much
talent.
So. Welcome to the sexist podcast.
It was sexist to make me watch this movie about like a woman that couldn't count.
You could make the argument that this is a sexist movie. So
it is I will say that, yeah, because like the dad's like oh look at my daughter, like it's a confusing times we're in now, like she my wife, she's my grandma, she my stepmother.
What is
like,
that shit, dog?
Yeah, no, but then they have the scene where it's like, oh, this is my wife, this is my stepmom, and this is my mother-in-law, like.
I like that scene where he was like Justin Timberlake is like eyeing her, like Amanda Seyfried, and he's like, I bet you're wondering if that's my wife, my daughter, if you can put your dick in it or not.
Yeah.
You can. You can, actually.
Yeah, they really only did that with women, where it's just like, yeah, you can own them, like all right, well.
They aged men, but they didn't age women really at all. Like Cillian Murphy is like, why does he look so shitty?
I guess you're just born like that. Damn, you're 25 and you look.
I swear to God, I saw like an old man in that. Like, how the fuck does that work? Why the hell is he so? I guess because he's like, he was like a little bit in the ghetto, but like I don't know what his time is. Like it looks like anybody, despite what their time is, they look like young. So it doesn't make any sense. Imagine if you were like born like a Benjamin Button, and you're just like born, you look like you're 40.
Oh, we forgot to mention that Big Bang, the Big Bang Theory guy. Like, he's JT's friend. He's like his only character is that he drinks at a bar, and then when he gets the money, he gives it to his friend, and then immediately just goes to like drink himself to death. Like, he just gets written out of the movie. Why? Why was that a character?
I thought he was gonna be more prominent because they were kind of setting him up to be like kind of like the comic relief side character, right?
I thought they would do something like the Minutemen or whatever, the time guys,
or like he would help him out, like at least for some, like he would do something like later on. But no,
when they show up to his house later in the movie, and they're just he just like dies off screen.
Screen.
It's just like they show up and it's like he's been dead.
You gave him a decade. He drank himself to death with 9 years left to. Imagine that. Like, imagine like giving you like people win the lottery all the time and they spend it on like stupid shit like
is
drugs.
that reinforcing? Though?
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, I would win the lottery. I give some money to like my friend or something. And like they just like they like, oh, thank you, and then they like look to a bar and fucking like lick their lips. Like what?
I will say, if you're really like wanting a sequel to In Time, just tell Disney, because this is a Fox movie and now Disney owns this.
Damn,
so
that's fucked up.
If you want In Time 2, please tell Disney and they can make it a Disney Plus TV show or something. A TV show would actually fit this material way better.
Yeah, like
than
Limitless.
a movie, actually.
Cillian Murphy dies in like a fucking stupid way. We're just fucking like literally. He's like
he looks like he's buzzed.
hey. He calls his like work while he's chasing down Justin Timberlake. He's like, all right, can you, he looks at his wrist. And he's like, oh shit, I'm losing time. Hey, can you pay me my premium? Oh shit, he's there.
Oh, there's like, okay, I like that his death. He was like pointing a gun at Justin Timberlake, right?
Yeah.
His death is only a result of him not paying attention. If he had more time, he would have just shot Justin Timberlake.
He had time to shoot Justin Timberlake before he died, but he was
it
like,
would have been over.
He's like, oh, hey, oh, he's like, he catches Justin Timberlake like dead to rights with the.
Justin Timberlake didn't do anything. His victory is like pure luck. Like he's like the villain just dies in front of him, and yeah, he looked at his time. He's like, oh my god, I got 5 seconds. But he's like still holding the
he's
gun.
like dumbfounded, just looking at his wrist.
Just pull the trigger, dog.
Doesn't want.
He doesn't want.
He realizes that like
that was
they'll never have the time to see him actually die.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was just another thing in the movie where it's like, he's like a cop and he was from the ghetto and he didn't care about his own life or some shit, and he's like, oh, but I'm still cheating the system. I still want to make sure everything plays by the rules.
I think it's like a guy that like buys into like capitalism so hardcore. It's like
Darwinian capitalism.
Trickle down shit.
Trickle down economics.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you guys will build yourself up, and it's like no.
I guess this was like 2011, so I guess it's like when Occupy Wall Street was like on the up.
Yeah, this is a movie. It's definitely like referencing that. Like, it definitely has like that kind of feel
because they literally, the whole thing is when they rob the banks, they distribute it to all the poor people. It's like, hey, take whatever you want, just take anything, and they fucking. So there's like all the poor people are walking to the rich district. It's like, oh no, our nation's in shambles. Even though it's like, all right, this is probably just gonna wear itself out.
The time zone is going to be destroyed.
No. But yeah, and then
you're distributing the money. It's not supposed to be like that.
Yeah, but then Justin Timberlake and Amanda Seyfried, they have the same scene like with his mom. They're like, oh no, they have 5 seconds left. Oh no. Obviously they embrace each other.
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah, it was obviously supposed to parallel like the scene with his mom or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna die. I thought she was actually gonna die.
You just telling us what you hoped.
That's what
I mean, yeah, I hope so, but.
They had you at the edge of your seat.
That fucking, when they embrace each other, that like that shot. Like this shot looks like really stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movie ends with Justin Timberlake and Amanda Seyfried walking into a bank that probably has no security.
Yeah, it's just like.
Hopefully, I hope they don't get shot.
It's supposed to be setting up. It's like, oh, it's just another day on the job, boys. So they just go into the building and it's supposed to be like, oh damn.
Why didn't they do it like they formed their own like Minutemen group? Because like
no, it's just them. It's just them. They didn't recruit anybody.
Because it seems
steal
like
the
to
jackets
me, it's like
from the people they shot.
It feels like to me the way this movie were like the redistribution of time or something, which would probably not be enough for everyone. I felt like they would like
the literal point is to like redistribute it so people have enough time to like live a technical normal life.
I know, but like maybe not like. Even get anybody, maybe even that county. I would think that you would end it like maybe like I don't know, they run out, not like they run out of time, but like you would have more people with that movement or something. They would try to formulate a movement to try to do it, but no, they just rob banks.
They would storm the Capitol. Yeah.
Basically, I don't know. He wants to take down the system or like try to like or like get back at him, but it's like I don't know. It just seems kind of like. I don't know, very small-minded. How like,
it really is.
Like,
it's
how
very
he just
naive.
keep going, doing that shit.
I mean, it's naive. Like when he says, like when he gets into the taxi cab, going to the rich zone, he's like, "Hey, you're not from here. What are you doing?" And he's like, I'm gonna take them for all they're worth. Like, you just say that to like the obvious person who's like working for rich people. Like, what? It's like, all right, well, terrorism.
I don't know. It's. I don't know. I thought he was like his whole goal at the by the end was like we're gonna try to change like society. He was like no. I mean yeah, it is kind of. We're gonna redistribute it, but like it's much grander.
I mean, it's just, and it's also just like the rich are just gonna like eventually just like overpower them. Like it's clear that like the rich in this movie have like enough power to like fucking change the course of that with like a wave of their wrist. Like it's just. I guess they were saving that for In Time 2. What the hell would a sequel be called?
I mean,
they have to do something.
I guess the point is that the rich wouldn't be.
Yeah,
they wouldn't want to. It's like real life, Glem.
Yes, it is.
Do you get it?
I get it. What the hell would an In Time sequel be called?
Yeah, I'm like looking at it, and it's like they're crossing zones. Like, why are they not fucking? I don't know. In Time 2 would just be like the rich just like executing them.
No, I mean, like, what would the title be?
Out of time.
Out of time. Out of time.
Hourglass.
Out of time.
Out of time.
Time to something because it'd be 2.
Now you see me too. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm happy we can all like end this discussion saying that we like this movie at least.
I think it's like dumb. I think it's like it's dumb enough to be like a stupid like 2000s movie.
I was entertained.
It was. Yeah, it's like a bad movie, but it's like a really fun, stupid romp to like.
I'll say this. It's a very stupid. Yeah, the concept's dumb. All the puns are really bad. The
it doesn't make me like angry.
No, but it's like, all right, well.
It's like a movie with like really big, lofty goals, but it's like being made by like people that are like past their prime. I guess the Truman Show guy and like bad actors. And
at the end of the day, the movie doesn't say anything really.
It tells you the rich have a lot of concentrated wealth. It does that. And we don't like that.
I did not know that.
Does it terribly, but it does that.
The message of this is capitalism is bad.
Darwinian capitalism.
Capitalism.
Regular capitalism is cool.
Darwinian capitalism. That's the next step.
Yo,
you need to bring socialism.
Yeah, and it's just like I was entertained at the first half of the movie, and then the third half, like especially just like.
This is gonna sound like a stupid question. I don't know if it is. Did they like imply that like, is it only humans? What about animals? Do they have time that we have to feed them?
There weren't even any fucking animals.
No, because the whole premise. There weren't, but also isn't there like a dog or some shit?
I don't fucking care.
I was thinking like if something like we're like close to a human, like a monkey.
No, like, because like humans were genetically engineered or something.
What money would they? Yeah.
Oh.
They would have to like specifically engineer. And
plus, the only reason the humans have it is because it's population control.
Because they made it. Oh, never mind. Cut this out. I was just forgetting. I was like, oh yeah, they. Never mind.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's In Time. Waste of time. All right.
I thought it was swell.
It really was. Yeah, watching it in 2 parts. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, like
falling asleep during it.
My boy Roger Deakins got to make a shitty movie to test out his new camera, and then did Skyfall. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, really step up. All right.
That's my real like reason why I think he signed up for this. Is like I don't know how to fucking use these things, so I'm gonna use I'm not gonna embarrass myself on James Bond.
He desperately needed to do like a James Bond movie in like his resume, and he like, okay, well, what's gonna like be the quickest step to that? All right, I need to use a digital camera. What is like the newest movie that has like a slightly interesting concept that I could do? And it's like, I'm Mortal.
Okay, I don't give a shit.
Yes.
All right. This movie.
All right. Let's talk about questions, I guess. Unless you want to say something, Forge.
No, I was just gonna say that this movie just taught me that capitalism was bad, and we should also kidnap women.
The final car scene. I thought that final car scene where like they're running away from Cillian Murphy. I thought that scene really sucked. I thought it sucked because like
I thought you were gonna say I actually really liked that scene.
No, I thought that scene was terrible because like one, they do this. They're on a bridge. They're on the LA GTA bridge, but like they're all like strapped up strapped up like with all these assault rifles just to like shoot this fucking like Lincoln car that has like no bulletproof thing. So like he's just driving through them, not getting hit at all. But they lay out like 0 of like the road spikes they used earlier to try to prevent them from getting in. And when he does pass through them, he like rams through like this like, I don't know, like stopgap or like the stock building, like, you know, for people to collect change from like the bridge. Yeah. But it looks like it's made out of concrete, but then it secretly turns out to be wood. And then it's just like, he did not know that before going through the actual thing. So he just looks like he's about to ram into a fucking slat of concrete.
Damn.
Fucking sucks. Anyways, end this movie.
I think that's a good way to end it.
That is a good. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into questions. All right.
All right.
Okay. All right. So questions. If you want to ask us a question, be sure to join the Half and Half Discord page. You can do that and stuff in the. You could just join with the link in the description, and ask us stuff in the channel of questions and suggestions. Okay. All right. Hopefully this year we will actually have more episodes that actually warrant these questions, because it's been a while for you guys. You guys are troopers waiting for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pandemic's been hard on all of us.
It really has. All right. From Robin, our friend. All right. Have you guys picked up any new hobbies or interests over the course of the quarantine last year?
No.
It's not really a new interest, but I've just been like, I don't know, I just like more intently like watching like I don't know, cinematographers, reading about them, like reading. I've been more into the news because of like the election. That's not really a hobby, but it's like reading that stuff.
I have been reading a bit more, the Harlan Ellison book. Like that's another thing. Like I mentioned just like the fact that like this movie stole like that idea pretty much. It's just like Harlan Ellison's like he was like a big shot in the sci-fi world, like the speculative, just like what it's like stealing from like Stephen King or like Asimov.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I think I've said this before. Like, Porch, remember that guy that I was talking to, like, about, like, the DBZ guy that would just steal songs from, like, these, like, big charting artists? That's, like, kind of like this, where, like...
Yeah.
It's like nobody's... like, you just thought nobody was going to notice.
Nobody would notice, just, like...
It's like if, like, you were, like, in a room with somebody, and then you just, like, take your dick out really quickly and then put it back. It's like... We saw you. Who the fuck do you think what do you think this is? We saw you do that. We're not blind.
Oh my god.
But I have no new hobbies.
I've been trying to work out more. That's about it. I mean, it's not really. I mean, that's just like a normal thing. I feel like everyone tries to like do that, but like I guess it's
think
I'm
trying to work
the whole thing about this pandemic, and I think a lot of people have just been like this, where they say they're gonna do more.
Oh yeah.
And the complete opposite happens. Which, fair enough. I can relate to that.
It's like, I mean, it's like, yeah, especially just like, it's like, oh, okay, well, I want to travel more. It's like, all right, well, I can't.
Dude, I was gonna pump out so many videos, and then I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pandemic didn't really make me feel like I'm not gonna watch cartoons or anything. But like, I got into like, you know, hiking a lot more. I wouldn't like.
Yeah, I like walking around and biking. Yeah.
Biking, at least getting like a couple miles in. Pretty good for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got into collecting figures. I think like, oh, these are the only people that
Family Guy figures.
Keep me. Yeah. These are the only things that'll keep me company. These Family Guy figures.
Yeah. All right. From Cornbread. Thoughts on MF Doom?
He was. Yeah, he was really cool. Like he was a really cool rapper. Like because like he just never like gave it up. He never gave up like the veneer of like I'm the guy. He's just like he's just gonna like keep his like rap villain sort of like.
I am Dr. Doom. I am Metal Face.
Through like just forever.
Yeah, it's like he just kept that with him. That is really awesome. His music's fucking great too.
I do like his music.
You just really don't really get anything, and then he like built like his own like little rhyme style. It's like I'm gonna like do like I'm just gonna try to rhyme every fucking word that there is. Like with
I really liked all the stuff he did with like Adult Swim and just like that.
Yeah, it's like He's a very open dude. He's probably like it's one of those rappers that was like not the first, but the one that was just openly like, yeah, I'm a fucking fat loser and I love old shit like cartoons and stuff. It was like,
It's pretty.
that
good.
was different. That was different or something.
It's really different.
It's just like it was. I bet it'd be a little bit more refreshing if I like got into him much earlier because like during when he was getting come up, it was like the bling era, and it was like this is. It probably feels like the most like alternative shit when it's like people are like making songs like Big Pimpin' and like 50
I mean, like even like like the 2010s, just like all the fucking like the rappers that stole like art for like their fucking like things like the Black Scott Pilgrims, fucking City Hunter, like Chris Brown.
Funny enough, like there was this meme. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it, but people were saying like he basically technically made like vaporwave music like before any of that happened. It was like with his instrumentals.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
just like the samples and shit. Yeah,
he was a dope producer. Doomsday, Vaudeville Villain,
Food.
King Ghidra, Food, Mad Villain, and Born Like This.
Yeah,
and that Adult Swim song, Danger Doom. All I hold them all in like high regard. Yeah, he's been very like kind of like aloof or just kind of like not really trying or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of hope that like because they said that he was 85% done with like Mad Villainy 2.
Oh yeah, he was doing like some new stuff. That's when he made the Twitter account, right?
I think I don't know. I don't know. There was like a report that I saw. I don't know if it's just like because it's like old news that like he kind of like we were working on it. We're nearly finished. I don't know if they're just like regurgitating that or if it's actually happening. But like
that happens so many times with projects.
I'd like to see one last sort of like thing from him because like his last kind of projects are just like okay. Like he's been doing collabs and just like not. But
it's been mostly features. Yeah.
There's a pretty big gap, especially in the 2010s with him.
Yeah, he just like JJ Doom is like but I don't know.
I don't know if they plan on releasing like stuff for him after like or not.
I don't know. I feel like people would respect him like too much to try to do like we have 7 albums that he didn't release. Like, just don't release.
Just like
they're all like.
If you see like X's Spotify page, where it's just heaps of garbage.
Just raping his career is like making garbage.
Yeah.
There's just like every X song now is like one hook and then like some other like asshole hopping on the beat with like 3 verses.
It's like squeezing blood from a fucking penny with him. It's like, oh my god.
All right.
But
yeah, I would rather them not do that.
Yeah. He's probably one of my favorite I don't know. He might be my favorite rapper because I listen to him constantly. But
he's very good just like listening, like white noise, like listening to music. Not white noise, I'm saying that, but like he's like good just like to listen to.
Easy listen.
Very easy listening.
I think that he tells like because he definitely like there's a lot of like story in like his what he's rhyming about too, but like it's both like very intricate in like how he does it, but like it's just like you just turn your brain off. It's like he's talking about like superheroes. He's talking about like Godzilla. Like, and also you can also just do like just look at his instrumentals, which I'm glad that he was a producer that he's just like, you know what, I'm just gonna release all my songs on instrumentals too, you can just like fuck with that too. Yeah. I hate it when like people like.
Oh, I wish more artists would just drop their instrumentals.
Honestly,
I wish they would just do both. Like I was like,
and the stems like for the vocals.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They released the stems.
Nil also asked, in addition to Cornbread's question, what's your favorite MF Doom song?
Okay, there's so many. I think it's from Vaudeville Villain. It's like Saliva.
I don't think
I like that
familiar enough with his discography to be able to point out like a specific one.
I used to really like when in high school I used to listen to it was a song from Mad Villain, and it was the one line. It was like a line that he was saying like, yo, Doom is too sick. He said something through acoustics. He wrote this rhyme with blood on a toothpick or something like that.
I remember liking Rhymes to Dimes a lot.
I like that song, but like I sometimes do this thing where it's like I like songs because it looks like I would want to perform them, and that song, like the chorus on that, would just piss me off to try to repeat. I sell rhymes like Don's. It's like an entire like verse for like a regular artist.
Yeah.
It's just like, God, I'm gonna run out of breath trying to sing. Yeah, I like Saliva, and I like what was the other song? Vaudeville. Oh, just the title song, Vaudeville Villain.
Yeah. I'm more of like a casual listener of him.
You like November Has Come.
Yeah, there you go.
I like
the normie
Friends.
one.
Yeah.
The normie MF Do song, November Has Come.
Deep Fried Friends is pretty cool because it's kind of like, I think everyone can relate to that song. It's like, like a friend like that or something like that. Like it's just like I don't know, like a backstabber, and it has like a really good like soul sample from like I think another guy that died like in the same like month as him. Like the guy that he took the sample for that song like died too.
Damn.
Sorry. Dude.
All right. From Dear Doodles, worst film you watched in 2020.
I don't know. It's a toss up between Scoob and Wonder Woman.
Oh, forgot.
Scoob.
Wonder Woman came out last year, right? Fuck.
You know what?
Scoob.
I disagree with this one. No, Wonder Woman was worse because like Wonder Woman was like a movie with more money and it wasted more time, and it also was like as stupid.
That is honestly fair. I have not watched Wonder Woman, and I don't plan to.
It's 2.5 hours, and it's like the dumbest shit ever. There's a very stupid like plot device in it. They have like this like magic wishing cock that they have.
Monkey.
The acting is like the acting from what's her name?
Gal Gadot.
Queen Israel. Like she is
imagine.
Like, she is terrible in the movie. She cannot act.
She
at all.
can't act in any of those movies.
She can't act.
She's okay in the first one. It's not amazing. It's not amazing.
Okay,
but it's
what
better.
about what about Batman vs Superman? What about fucking Justice League?
It's not that she can't emote at fucking all.
Yeah.
She cannot emote any. It makes me fucking like really excited to see her career when like all the Wonder Woman shit is gone.
I saw.
Did you know she shot like no new scenes for Justice League?
I can believe
with
that.
The Snyder cut.
I
There was like an article. I don't know if that's changed. But there was an article that came out that's like, yeah, I haven't shot any scenes for this movie or whatever.
Damn. I don't wonder what that means.
I might be capping. It might be Scoob, but like it's fucking like Wonder Woman pissed me off. It just wasted so much time.
It
like
seems
the first
like it.
hour of it is like.
I saw a scene of her like winking, and it was like the most. It was pretty unnerving actually. She did not do it very correctly.
Fucking.
All I know is the Red Letter Media review, and then that one thing you sent me, Mars, like the racist thing.
Where like it's the king of Egypt or some shit, like the czar. I don't fucking know. It's like the guy just basically saying like we're gonna build a big fucking wall so we can keep like the infidels out or some shit like that.
Damn.
I think the worst thing about the movie is just like what it's trying to like go after. It's just going after like it's like some like lame liberals like attempt to like we're gonna own Trump like on the way out, and it's just like this is a fucking terrible like.
It seems like goddamn.
This is like oh my god, and then they try to be like super sympathetic to him. It's like like they're being like sympathetic to basically Mexican Trump in the movie.
Pedro Pascal.
They're like you're supposed to feel bad for him, and like in the end, it's like. Oh god, and they built that up shittily with this stupid kid that doesn't come back.
Okay. Damn.
But I guess out of everything that I saw, it would have been Scoob.
It's not even that cruel because like they throw in the kid, and there's like that's the only thing that guy has. Like that's the only. I don't know. It's garbage.
I haven't seen New Mutants yet, and I'm not holding out hope for that.
So are they talking about 2020 movies or
Yes.
like just?
I think it's movies that came out in 2020. The very few that did.
Oh, okay, because I've seen some bad movies that didn't come out in 2020.
You want to list
But-
any of them? But like,
What's it? Ender's Game. I think that's probably
We
the
watched
same.
we watched Ender's Game, I think,
Damn.
and then, but also the Snowman.
oh,
I watched that.
why did you
on-
watch the
I watched that
Snowman?
on Christmas with
Why?
like some other people.
Oh, okay.
It was
Stupid.
a horrible film,
It's a very bad movie.
but it was very funny.
It is.
It has a very similar ending to the end of In Time, in the sense of the villain dying for no reason, for absolutely no reason, and the protagonist had nothing to do with the death.
You like the popcorn song in that movie?
Yeah, I do. I like J.K. Simmons in it as well, just not giving a shit.
Yeah.
He just
Shitty
like showed
character.
up, like fake ass British accent, sounds like
Yeah.
ass.
But
That's probably the worst movie I've seen in 2020. But in terms of movies that came out in 2020, then it's Scoob, because Scoob makes no sense. Scoob is still like a fever dream. Like, I like look back to that. It's like, did that actually happen? No, it did. It came out. That released.
from CEO of Pog Waffle House. Reviews on Soul, as well as considerations about streaming services and the changes of media in our current time.
Okay. To answer the first one, I thought Soul was pretty good. I thought it was kind of a little bit cut above regular Pixar, but I thought it was like it doesn't really reach like any of like shit like Ratatouille or like anything like that. Not at all. It's just like it's much more enjoyable, and I would much rather watch it than like their output in the last 10 years. Even though I like Toy Story 4 pretty much. But
the thing that's like about Soul for me is that it's a good movie, and it has like good ideas, but I feel like they're just like ideas that are just kind of plastered on and like kind of like just standard like Pixar like.
I think I'm the person here who liked it the least. I still liked it. I just felt like it really played it a little bit too safe, and like I really did not like.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that like I feel like the premise of the movie, or like the ideas, would have warranted something that was like less safe. The entire like mid act is just like, come on.
Yeah.
It's just like so like it's so expected.
They don't really, and there's like certain other things where it's like, well, why don't you do this, or why don't you like addition this? Like, the most baffling one is like, what the fuck is with his dad? It's like he's alive in the movie, you can see him, but it's like he doesn't have any sort of like relevance to like.
No, they just have like
well, he has relevance. They just don't really bring him in.
No,
there.
it's just for like the reveal towards the end. Not the reveal, but the just like the climax, and it's like him reminiscing on like life and things like that. And it's like his dad. All right. Yeah, the middle of the movie also just pissed me off a lot, and I'm still holding the grudge to that. But I mean, like the rest of the movie was just pretty okay.
I didn't. It was.
I don't know.
I thought it was like really fine. I didn't really like any of. Like,
I didn't care for
the humor. Didn't really.
The humor didn't get to me. I didn't like the
afterlife.
The afterlife world. Like they don't spend a huge amount of time in it, but when they do go back to Earth, it's like in such a way that just is not conducive to what I would want to watch.
The whole like I was confused and like always thought it was like pretty dumb, to be honest. Like the whole like I need to get this badge so I can go back.
Yeah.
I was like, it doesn't seem like it. Just jump down the hole. That's what they do. He opens portals and then you can go back.
I like the ending of the movie a lot, but like the very ending, I feel like the climax wasn't great either. But other than that, I think it's definitely one of the better Pixar movies they made in the last 10 years. But I would still rather watch a bunch of other stuff in comparison to it.
It's pretty cool. It got me in like some emotional beats,
stuff,
but like whatever. I thought the music was all right.
Fine.
It was, like,
I barely remember. Like
it didn't get me out of the. I thought like the piano, like when he was playing the piano earlier, it was like that's a cool.
Yeah, but there was
scene.
barely
The music
any
really
focus on like he's a musician, and like he talks about like wanting to do music and stuff like that. They have the montage towards the end, but the really didn't have much to do with music aside from just him just being like wanted to do that.
I think it just like I don't know. I think I don't know what they should have done
Yeah.
with that one. I think it was just to show like the build up. If he was playing music more, if they built it up to like when he was like playing with that one bitch, it was just like it wouldn't have the exact impact that it might have had. Which it was just nothing, because that's the point. It's like, oh, you build yourself up to this one moment, and it's like, yeah, it's not really as like flattering or cool as you make it out to be. Like, oh, it might be cool in the immediate moment, but like.
The lasting effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they could have made like just a movie about like just him like start to finish.
I just
like,
not have the. I just my
playing
thing. It's just like the all the stuff in New York and stuff. No bias for me being a New Yorker, but just like all the stuff on Earth looked beautiful. Like literally, like why I would want a whole movie to.
except for some of the faces.
The aesthetic, the aesthetic of the humans could have used some work, but like the environments, like I would watch a whole movie that just took place in the fucking like New York in that style, aside from like the people probably, but yeah.
Do you guys feel as if like visually Pixar has kind of just remained a little bit stagnant?
They've definitely like plateaued in like areas, but it's not. You're never gonna get like those like jumps that like the older ones.
No, of course not. I'm not saying like jumps, but it's like you have other shows like doing like. Or like movies doing like way more stylized.
I feel like
CGI.
yeah, like literally the past 10 years they've really just done nothing in comparison to that. Like I feel like Up, WALL-E, Toy Story 3, like all those movies had all of them had like vistas and stuff that really like were just.
I feel like
they pushed like the boundaries of like what you would want to see what you would see in like an animated movie.
I think like what we're getting at like now is like with CG, it's just gonna be like. It's just gonna be like little cool, like obvious, like cool little improvements, like minuscule things, like look at the hair, look at the fur, like actual, like things that are like really difficult to probably render out. But it's not gonna jump at you. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to downplay like the actual.
Oh
work
no,
that gets
it's
put
like
into, like
thousands of hours, but it's just like in comparison to like an actual entertaining thing.
Like it's like the light, and it's like maybe like how the like ghosts looked, and I was like, oh, that was pretty cool.
They look cool except for the one asshole. That's about it though. All right, from Dr. Z. Has there ever been a YouTuber you liked but stopped liking because they were too big / corporate? Or stale, I guess.
Stale?
Oh shit, dropping
Dropping
down.
Yeah, burn bridges, burn bridges.
Firing shots.
Corporate?
Glem also added stale. I think corporate is way too like specific.
Oh yeah, I know.
Because I'm not normally like. Oh fuck, Rooster Teeth.
Rooster Teeth.
Yeah. That's more of like
that's
a
corporate. That's a literal company.
But
that's literally the definition of like what they're saying though.
Yeah.
But that was always a company, like even if it was like a group of people, but that's still.
I guess, but notice how they say like too corporate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know a person that's like.
A specific person.
I remember. I don't. I guess I just don't watch that many YouTubers. I really do not, and especially because I feel like a lot of them are, fucking like, just like. I mean, they're either pretentious or they're like too corporate, where they're just like their video structure, like not to name names, but just like I see their stuff and like I've gotten so jaded to the point where I literally like can't watch like the first 5 seconds of a video sometimes. So it's just like, all right, well, you're annoying. I can't.
I can feel that.
That sounds really shallow, but fuck yeah. I remember when I was like 13 or some shit. I remember Jeremy Johns.
I knew you were gonna say.
Yeah, he got 1 million subscribers, and I don't know why that like rubbed me the wrong way, and it just unsubscribed. I don't even like hate the guy, but just like whatever.
I watched him and then I saw like the blackface stuff,
I still watched
like,
him after the blackface stuff, so I don't care.
I can't support him. Yeah, you watched that as it came out and you were like,
holy shit, that's awesome. Who's that black guy?
I don't know, maybe like Normal Boots shit
or
something like that. I don't think it's really that they went corporate. I think it's just like I got older.
Oh yeah, that's just another factor. But there's not really too many like YouTubers that I hate, so it's like I can't really.
There's the only reason I don't watch JonTron anymore is because of the fact that he's corporate.
Yeah, exactly. The only reason.
There's no other reason.
Yeah, he tried to sell me flex tape, and I was like, "Fuck you."
He advertised Raid Shadow Legends, and I was like, I'm done with JonTron.
He advertised some like army game to me. That was like a phone app, and I didn't know. He's on a green screen. It was
World
bad.
of Tanks.
No, it was like something.
I love when gaming YouTubers advertise like mobile apps, like people that like are respectable, right? Where it's just like,
Yeah.
I was like, I respect your opinion on video games, and it's just like, check out this this mobile app. And I'm like, you fuck. There's no way you actually.
I
like
love
this
the
game.
I like the inverse of that. It's like people that like don't even know how to like unlock their phone half the time. Just telling me like Raid Shadow Legends is fucking awesome.
I like Doug Walker Devil May Cry 5.
What?
That one is. Oh yeah, he did do that. That was fucking
That is
weird.
insane. If that is real, I did not know that.
That is real.
That's awful.
That's real.
Oh my god.
I don't know if it's an episode of Nostalgia Critic or one of his like essays that has like
Who
a Devil
paid
May
for that?
Capcom, clearly.
Capcom. Yeah. It's an ad for Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry 5.
That's like.
Let me find that.
That's
I know that
insane.
exists.
That takes the cake of just like the weirdest like YouTube product placements. Doug Walker selling me Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
Just like
Here you go.
Dante. Okay. From Transmission Rory, what is a film that you like that does not deserve a worst film ever status?
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's my answer. Spider-Man 3. I like that movie, but
Let me look at it like a quick thing of like worst film. ever.
Speed Racer. People hate that movie. I like that movie.
That movie's fucking base.
I haven't seen that in like
Pretty
a
good.
long
You'd,
time.
you'd like that movie, Porch is corny.
It looks like it. I was watching like the final race or whatever. It's like, this looks awesome.
I like watching like those shitty like what are they called like they are like the people that make those parody movies.
Friedberg and Seltzer.
I like watching those like ironically. That was
Date movie, the epic movie.
I'm not really helping my
Meet the
case.
Spartans.
Scary movie.
That's not really you like liking it like that. That's just like you fucking
Just ironically watching
Yeah.
it.
I don't I'm looking at like some of these ones. They're like bad movies. I don't know. Showgirls has tits in it.
Yeah, that's welcome to the sexist podcast. All right. Oh yeah, I don't fucking. A lot of these movies are just bad. It looked the worst films ever in it.
I remember I liked watching The Spirit when I was like when I was younger, and it had like I remember Samuel L. Jackson pulling out like 2 guns.
Yeah.
They had like 8 fucking. He was like what was he like the octopus? And he was like he's like shooting like 4 bullets at a time.
Stupid.
Freddy Got Fingered.
Freddy Got Fingered.
That's a classic.
I do like Freddy Got Fingered actually. But I think that I don't know if a lot of people just say that's like the worst movie ever anymore.
No.
I don't think people say that.
Plan 9, but mostly just because of Ed
Yeah, mostly
Wood.
because of Ed Wood. I mean, you haven't watched Plan 9. You just like you'll be appreciated because you watched the.
It made a story for.
You
Ed
watched a good movie for Ed Wood. It was about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that doesn't.
Yeah, it's not count.
It's a necessary sacrifice. I don't
Yeah,
know.
there's I can't
don't
really
know.
think of any. Like if I watch a bad movie, I usually just forget it. From Emil Shepard, do you guys feel that Family Guy / South Park's popularity had a negative effect on adult animation, as with 90s MTV cartoons as seen in Mars's video, with a lot of experimental adult animation, whereas South Park and Family Guy just got huge and really shaped adult animation as a whole by making like cheap stuff?
It's a weird. It's kind of like a hard question. And I would say, because without those, you could say that like, oh well, they pushed it like forward like that, but also like the effect of it is like, well, now you end up with shit like.
I'll say this, like South Park really started that where it was like, you know, they was cheap, but like it still like had good writing, it was funny, and it was like, you know, it only like devolved into, you know.
Well, that's the South Park. That's not like. And
It's just South Park,
That's not all what the people that are like coming under it.
Yeah,
I would.
and it's like, and Family Guy didn't even start out like cheap like it is now, so it's like, yeah.
I would probably say yes, because like people are still making Family Guy clones to this day, and they're just like they're not even like trying to like innovate or like
fucking Star Trek,
they're not trying to innovate on like even like the good ones.
Brickleberry.
And now it's just like gonna be like Brickleberry is just like those 2 guys. Like it's not really like affecting the industry. It's just those two guys and them sucking. Like the three now is like.
Well,
like,
I think what we're saying is that the Family Guy influenced it, so they made that show.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about Brickleberry's like.
No, not just Brickleberry came out.
No.
No, it's like Family Guy.
No,
and South Park.
I mean, Family Guy, South Park, and now Rick and Morty. But
Yeah, those are the three-headed. I don't really feel like it's South Park really that much anymore. I think it's just Rick and Morty and Family Guy. Like I don't think people try to. There's obviously gonna be some shows that's like, look, we're fucking edgy.
I think
like,
the more they're talking about like the edginess and the writing with it. I think obviously no one's trying to fucking copy South Park when like the visuals at all, or like just like the cheap aesthetics of it.
I would say yeah, because I think that like, adult animation has always had like a rough thing, but like I don't know. I think they just looked at like this game plan. It's like, oh, fuck experimentation. Like a lot of these ones, like, you end up with shit like BoJack and like a couple shows, but like. Just feels like every network is like grasping at like a Family Guy, at least in like during the 2000s or like early 2010s.
Yeah.
But now they're at least with like Rick and Morty clones or like Rick and Morty trying to like inspired shows. Like it feels like you have to put more effort in trying to build that. Family Guy just goes like, fucking blacks, you know what I'm saying?
Cleveland show.
Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? Boy, that was worse than the time I fucking ran over that Jew. And then it cuts to the cut. I don't know. You can't think about it. Like if Family Guy didn't exist, shit like Border Town doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like
Border Town.
Yeah.
that's like, I think that's like the first video I saw from you, Mars.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
That's fine. It's old. It's very old.
I mean, yeah, it's like fucking old as hell.
It's fucking ancient. Yeah, it's affected
very much
pretty
so.
negatively. It's not. It's kind of the show's fault, but not. It's more like
It's more the people. Yeah, just like it. I mean, it just became something that people got very influenced by, just by how cheap it became.
Now everyone's making their big stupid sci-fi universe.
Exactly. Yes. All right. Yeah. Thank you guys for the questions. All right. So I guess we're ending it now.
We're out of time.
Out
you
of
could
time.
say.
Yes, we are fucking. Oh my god.
Porch is out of time.
Out of touch, more like fuck. All right, but yeah. So yeah, let us know. Like, fucking, we have a new place now. We're on this fucking channel. We're not on Mars's place anymore. We can't leech off him. But yeah, here we are. So yeah, please, I guess subscribe. I guess I never fucking say that. But yeah, listen to us on Anchor. We'll put that out. I mean, let us know if you want us to change our fucking name from Half and Half. I mean, I still like it, but Mars is pretty indifferent about it. We can name ourselves like Girl Skill or something stupid next. But like
Minutemen.
Yeah, Minutemen. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, no, please, and thank you guys for 2020 was really fucking hard. We had a pretty long hiatus, but everyone on our Discord server, it's been pretty active, pretty much like on and off. But like people are still in there talking and stuff, and that really means a lot.
That is cool. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
That, like even though the podcast has been like, on hiatus for a while, people have been still interacting in that server. That's cool.
That honestly is like that means like the world that like people still like at least they have like a friend group in there, just like talking to each other. That's just awesome. But yeah, well, we're gonna try and get more of these out. Just like I guess we're gonna just do older movies or just like stuff we're interested in now. There's no theme. There's no like we're gonna do the next like hottest release. I don't think we're gonna do the Enchantment, the new one. I don't think we're gonna do that.
Probably not.
I'll watch it, but I don't think we need a whole
Was that
episode
2020?
on. That's like that comes out tomorrow, dude.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, it's the 15th.
Holy fuck.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening, and we'll get one of these out soon. All right.
Penis.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.